Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. I am happy to be here with you. My name is Felipe, and I am part of the Charter for Compassion staff. We're currently live on Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitch, and YouTube. And we dedicate this time on our social media pages to tell you about the things that are coming up with the Charter for Compassion and also to discuss things that are happening in the world and how do we see them with an eye of compassion. So, how's everyone doing? I'm sure that there's a lot going on in the world and especially in the U.S. I'm located in Salt Lake City, Utah, in the United States, and if even if you're not in the U.S., I'm sure that everybody is sort of like paying attention to what's going on here with the political unrest, with the crazy changes that are happening in the government and the reach of civil liberties that are happening all around the world, but especially here in the U.S. as well. Sometimes the only thing that we can sometimes one of the easiest, most quickest ways to release some of that tension is taking a deep breath. So if you want to do one with me right now, there's a lot going on, correct? One of the things that really affected me this past week was, we are very active on social media. As you know, we post a lot of things on our social media page, especially on Facebook, where we have about 180,000 different followers from around the world. It's been a little sad and disappointing to see how people have reacted to some of our posts. So, for example, in the US, in February, we celebrate Black History Month. And the reason why we do this is because for the full amount of the year, history is very much focused in whiteness. The Black history is sort of like erased or not even like a little bit ignored or not really touched upon or studied. And so having a month to focus specifically on that is a great way for us to sort of like catch up on things that we didn't learn throughout the year about Black creators, Black people that invented things, Black people that were trailblazers in social issues, and so on. And every day we posted something. We tend to do, I don't know if you've seen it on our feeds, we post like pictures with quotes that are inspiring with the purpose of creating virtual ripples of compassion so that we can share good messages and beautiful art, something that's inspiring, something that makes you feel good. And it's been surprising to see how, as those posts become viral, because people are sharing them or liking them, we have seen a slew of comments that come on those pictures, on those posts, that are quite negative, saying, why do we need Black History Month? Why are we celebrating this person? Or, questioning the things that we post. And again, I think that most of the times they're uneducated opinions because of privilege. People ask, why is there not a White History Month? And it's because the whole year is White History Year. The white history is all that that is being taught and honored. And so taking this time to honor marginalized communities that don't take the spotlight at all times, like whiteness does, is a way for us to show compassion towards a population that has been marginalized since the beginning of times. The same happens now with what is going on in the U.S. government and how is compassion being challenged into this reality. So, for example, this past week I was on Instagram and I came across a post that was a quote that Elon Musk said in some sort of like press conference or something. And one of the things he said was, the fundamental weakness of Western civilization is empathy. So just for a second, process that. The fundamental weakness of Western civilization is empathy. There's another quote that kind of like replies to it. It says, the death of human empathy is one of the earliest and most telling signs of a culture about to fall into barbarism. So let me repeat that again. The death of human empathy is one of the earliest and most telling signs of a culture about to fall into barbarism. And so we are seeing how, and I think that's very true. I think it's very, very much on point with the description of what's going on. These people that are being appointed as leaders of the government of this country, saying that the fundamental weakness of the Western civilization is empathy, goes completely against the whole purpose of idea of human evolution, and how compassion and empathy were an intrinsic part of human evolution. There is an anthropologist. Let me just read a little bit. Anthropologist Mead that says that what was the first sign of civilization? And the answer is a healed femur. The femur, the bone in your leg, right? A healed femur. That is the first sign of civilization. Why is that? Because according to anthropologist Mead, in the wild, a broken leg is a death sentence. Imagine, when when we were cavemen and like, barely learning how to speak or how to survive or how to eat or anything like that. Imagine having a broken leg. You die. No one's going to heal you. No one's going to take care of you. It's an individualist community at this point where we're constantly evolving. So if you don't get healed, you die. And so seeing a broken leg that has been healed means that someone cared. Means that someone, all other person that got their leg hurt, took the time and energy and effort to take care of this person. And that way, forming community, forming civilization, civility. Empathy is not just weakness. Empathy is not just kindness. It's an evolutionary advantage. So many times we talk about the evolution, the Darwinism, the survival of the fittest. But later on, that has not transformed, but like Darwin especially explains how survival, sort of like of the kindest, is the people that took care of each other are the ones that survived, that moved on, that passed their genes into our next generations. It wasn't the person who was the fittest and strongest, although yes, there was some of that. It really goes into empathy and compassion and taking care of others to create community, and thus our civilization evolving. And so when we think about that, we see that the reciprocal altruism increases survival rates, strengthens communities, and ensures that genes and knowledge are passed on. And that is because of empathy. That is because of compassion. And so to go against history, literal history, saying that empathy is not good for us, that is the weakness of the civilization, is a complete lie. And honestly, me being in a compassionate space, trying to understand how can I help others, thrive, and for me to thrive as well. It is important to realize that compassion can be a catalytic for our civic engagement, for us to not stay quiet, for us to do more, not just for ourselves, but for our communities, for our marginalized siblings in the LGBTQIA plus community, marginalized races, and all these different people that don't have an opportunity or choice to do more because they're constantly attacked by a system that is oppressive. And so I hope that you see compassion and empathy as a strength, as realizing that because I care more, is that I am trying to tell the government to like, hey, don't take down the education department because that's necessary. Because I have compassion, I want Medicaid, and in the case of the United States, Medicaid, the government run health insurance program, to stay afloat, because there are people that need access to healthcare. In a compassionate world, I think universal healthcare would be like the most obvious idea. But here we are dealing with greed, with money, with lobbyists that give money to our representatives in the Congress to not make the right or most empathic and compassionate choice, but one that benefits them specifically. So there's a lot to think about. There's a lot of, things that can get iffy and scary, but it is important for us to remember that compassion is power, that empathy is power. And the more we develop our compassion, the more we care not only about ourselves, but everything around us, including the environment, animals, everything. Because compassion ultimately gives me the idea of oneness, that we are all one, that we all rely on each other to survive and to evolve. And so important for all of us to think of that. If you have any ideas of that, or any comments, please post them on the chat. We are, again, live on Facebook, on LinkedIn, on YouTube, and on Twitch. And so I'm posting the link right now on our pages so that people can see it. Let me just go right here on LinkedIn as well. So I'm posting the link to our link tree, which is the page that I'm going to show you right now. Let me just get to it again. So let me just share screen. So our website, charterforcompassion.org, you have how to receive our newsletter, to donate, all the different activities that are happening. But this is the link that I just posted in the comments. So this is our link tree where all the important links for you to connect with the Charter for Compassion and the upcoming events organized chronologically are located. So you can sign up for our newsletter right there. You can see our event calendar, our blog, our store. You can do a donation. And here we go and start with important things that are happening. So we're going to talk a little bit about all these different events, but the first one that I wanted to highlight is our Compassionate Action Conference. That is happening on May 14th and May 15th. That again is on the link right here. You can click on the Compassionate Action Conference, Transforming the World Together, May 14th and 15th. This conference is dedicated to anyone that has signed the charter, that wants to participate for the charter, that wants to present something. We had an informational meeting on March 5th that has been recorded, and it's right here. And you can watch it on our YouTube channel, and it tells you everything about the platform that we're using, Ring Central, plus the theme of the conference and what we're looking for. We're still looking for submissions for speakers, for panelists, and other contributions to this conference. So if you're interested, visit that site, sign up, and then you can actually go, if you go down, you can find the proposals. So you can start here for a call for proposals, and you can propose something to us. And if we find it a good fit for our conference, we will for sure love to host you and have you there. These 2 days are going to be packed with a lot of action plans and action points for us to put to practice our compassion and create that action that will transform the world together. So we'd love to see you there. There is a ton of information on this page, so please take the time to watch it, to check it all out. And if you have any questions, you can always reach out to us via social media, private messages, or simply our email, contact@charterforcompassion.org. So with that in mind, let's go to what's coming up right after, what's coming up from today. On the second Tuesday of every month, we have our Social Justice Partner Monthly Meeting. It happens the second Friday of the month at 8 a.m. Pacific Time, 4 p.m. Or it's going to be 4 p.m. GMT. This is an exciting opportunity for partners or people that are involved in the social justice movement and sectors to discuss initiatives, programs, ideas, or partnerships with us so that we can focus our attention and energies towards that. So that is happening tomorrow at 8 a.m. Pacific Time. Every Wednesday, we host Harmony of Humanity, Exploring Common Ground Through Music. This is happening every Wednesday until the end of April. Marilyn Turkovich, our executive director, is the one that leads this webinar, which is really fun. It shows, music history of different topics every day. Every Wednesday, there's a different topic, and she shows music from different backgrounds, different countries, different languages, different times, and how all of them are intertwined and show this evolution, this harmony of humanity that we all see and experience. Really fun webinar. 100% recommend for you to go and check it out. Now, our EdNet Forum happening on March 20th, Thursday, March 20th. It's a monthly meeting that we do where we feature a partner that helps us with education, that helps the world with education in any sort of sense. This March 20th at 7:30 a.m. Pacific Time, we host James Offa, who is from Ivory Coast. He's a passionate, devoted peace advocate, relationship builder, peacemaker, civic community development educator, authentic dialogue, communication skills practitioner, and facilitator. He is amazing. We first met him on the youth conference that we had last year, and he's going to be presenting about the peace leadership model. So again, this is going to be on March 20th at 7:30 a.m. Pacific Time. Visit our website right there, or again, on the link tree, as you can see right there, EdNet Peace Leadership Model with James Offa. You can check out that right there. Next, we have a very exciting webinar panel that we're doing together with Voices for a world free of nuclear weapons. And the webinar is called Youth Voices for a Nuclear-Free Future. This panel, this Youth Voices webinar, is actually a very exciting one because Voices, the organization that is co-hosting this webinar with us, gives an annual award to a young activist that is constantly striving to, bring attention to a nuclear-free world. And so we have the winner of 2020, Kekashan Vasu, winner of 2021, Michaela Sorensen, 2022, Yogev von Kundra, and 2024, Vanessa Hansen. These are 4 amazing people that will be participating in this conversation. We invite anyone to attend. This is happening on Wednesday, March 26th, so next Wednesday. Yes, next Wednesday. Or 2 Wednesdays from now. And it is going to be at 8 a.m. Pacific Time. 8:30 p.m. in India, or 3 p.m. in the UK. So you can register there and you can learn a little bit more about these 4 amazing change makers that are going to be in this webinar series. I'm very excited to be able to team up with our friends at Voices for a nuclear-free world. Next, we have our global read for this month is One, A Story of Hope in Our Time. Book was written by Devin Clunis. It's going to be on the same day, March 26th at 9 a.m. Pacific. So let's say you want to have a full charter day at 8 a.m. attend the webinar for the Nuclear Voices, or the Voices for a Nuclear-Free Future. And then right after, we have One, A Story of Hope in Our Time. This is with Devin Clunis again, as I was telling you. He has an amazing story. So the first time I met or heard about him was on the Black Canadian History course that we took last month during Black History Month, as we were saying. And he is a Jamaican man that immigrated to Canada a long, long time ago. And he became Canada's first Black chief of police, and later the inaugural Inspector General of Policing for Ontario. So he wrote his book. This is basically an autobiography of his life, of his story, and the challenges and hope that he can inspire through this incredible story. The facilitator is going to be Reverend Dr. James Christie, who is an emeritus professor at the University of Winnipeg and the former Dean, Faculty of Theology, and inaugural Dean of the Global College. So he is also a very well-versed man. They know each other, and it's going to be a great conversation to attend. 100% recommend also to go. Last but not least, our Golden Rule Day is coming up. Golden Rule Day is, we celebrate on April 5th. This is an outdated page, but we're going to be updating it this week. And we will have some we'll have some interesting programming relating to, obviously, the Golden Rule. We're thinking about options, go into more an interface section, or maybe more based more on politics and what's happening with the world, and how does the Golden Rule treat others as you want to be treated, or treat the world as you want to be treated. Treat others and the world as you want to be treated. Can be a concept that, once again, gives us more inspiration and more energy to be more compassionate and to be active in what is going on with the world nowadays. So there's a lot to explore. There is plenty to see, plenty to participate. If you are looking for opportunities to volunteer, if you're looking for opportunities to increase or nurture your compassion or your communities through compassion, send us a message. We're here for you. We would love to keep providing this tool so that we can all increase our compassion. We can all thrive as community and bring more justice and equality and equity to everyone. So until next Thursday, we will tell you more about things that are, things that keep adding to our calendar. Please visit our website, check out what